often been this team that can explode offensively, and you have to keep up with them all stuff. Their defense has been really good this season, too. Kansas City is one of these teams that's a one-loss squad with the greatest player in the NFL at quarterback, and we're not even talking about them because they've kind of lulled us into expecting that from them. I think the Chiefs could really be a strong, strong candidate for the Super Bowl champion this year, and I actually think they might blow out the Raiders this weekend.
All right, I hear you on that, and you're spot on when it comes to the Chiefs being able to explode at any time. What do I expect from the Chiefs offense, Pat Mahomes? I expect them to struggle. And I get it. They're good. And Pat Mahomes is 25 touchdowns, 1 interception. But do we remember what happened in that Raiders game? He was sacked 3 times, hit 5 times. I know you're saying, well, man, that Raiders defense must have blitzed them. They didn't do that, though. There's teams that come in and say, all right, let's try to blitz Pat Mahomes, and the ball will get out of his hand faster. Yeah, that's going to work. No, that never works. Because when you blitz guys, you're exposed on the back end. And when you have playmakers like Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, and the list goes on and on and on, these guys make plays, and that turns into a touchdown once they catch the ball. What the Raiders did, they blitzed 6% of the time of the game, which means, you know what? We're going to sit back. We're going to cloud these windows. We're going to leave it up to our defensive line to harass him and collapse that pocket. I feel like there's going to be an adjustment in this game, and the faster that the Chiefs can make this adjustment, the better they have at winning this. If it's third quarter, fourth quarter, and Pat Mahomes is still struggling and they don't have a rhythm, the Raiders will win this game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. No, as a matter of fact, I know it's not going to be a blowout.
I hope it's not. I think this game is fascinating into the psyche of Patrick Mahomes. This would be in a lot of ways his biggest loss. I mean, he lost in the title game, came back and avenged it, but losing 2 games in a row in your own division that you run is massive. And, you know, we've never seen him frustrated. I think we've seen Patrick Mahomes mad and angry and fiery in the playoffs when they're getting crushed by Houston. But if you go back and look after that Raiders game, I think it's the closest we've come to him being annoyed, kind of pissed off. If you remember, a lot in that game was him improvising. The offense wasn't smooth. And he said after the game, I'm going to read a quote from Patrick Mahomes. He said, we need to run the offense, not just me at quarterback relying on these crazy plays where I'm scrambling around and throwing these shots. Like, kind of quote unquote, he was annoyed with it. He's like, we never ran the offense, and I give complete credit to that, to the Raiders defense and Crosby and those guys that they drafted and Farrell, and they had him off kilter big time. And afterwards, a guy as measured and as calm as Mahomes looked like he was about ready to lash out. So we don't get a lot of challenges for Mahomes. We don't get a lot of people testing him. I don't think that this was an anomaly. I don't think that they just had a bad day. I think the Raiders had a plan and they executed it, and they got the firepower, and they drafted these guys to battle Mahomes. And I think it'll be close.
If I'm not mistaken, that 4th down pass that Heath picks off, and I know we're going back week 5, and it's tough for people to remember what happened, is the 1 interception that Mahomes threw. If I'm not mistaken, though, it was a 4th down, and Mahomes kind of just flung it. I wouldn't make too much out of that. I would say that was a great play by Heath and everything, but, like, that was Mahomes saying it's either their turnover on downs right here. I'm just going to get it. It's almost a smart play by Mahomes to just fling it out there. If you watch the pass, he's half turning around and throws it.
It was a smart play?
Watch this. This is the throw. You think Mahomes is squaring up? Let's watch it again. Bring it back one more time. It's 4th down. If they don't complete this.
Okay, look where he returns the ball.
Of course, you don't expect this to happen. You don't expect him to do it. But if we could see the play one more time, it's off his back foot.
I say this looking out for you. You get a lot of, Mahomes.
Apologists.
If I'm at home right now, that's what I'm saying.
And I'm saying it's actually not the dumbest thing when it's 4th down and you're like, all right, we're going for it. It's not there. I'll throw it as far as I can. Look at the pass.
You sound like a Pat Mahomes apologist.
Might as well be a punt. Look at this. He just flings it.
Okay, that's called a bad decision.
So why does this matter for this week, you guys? What we're seeing
because
right
there's
here.
a psychological edge. It's like, we got him once. We picked him off. We're the ones.
That's the only mistake that he's made all year, and I think it was a mistake. We probably want to punt it there.
Yeah, if we want to look at revenge games with them, what did they have, like 2 last year, Schrags? They had the Texans, who beat them in the regular season in the playoffs, and then they had the Titans, who also beat them in the regular season. And, I mean, they basically dismantled the organization of the Texans, then took care of business against the Titans when it counted. So as far as scoreboard with revenge games and this team, they're 2-0.
And they beat the Patriots in New England last year, which was one of those where it was like everyone thought, oh, Belichick's got the tricks. No, they went in the rain and they beat them. So I know I sound like...
I'm kind of with you, Schrager, though. I'm usually not.
I get what you're saying. If you're Pat Mahomes, you can look at that play and you can look in the mirror and say, it's a play that I just flicked up there, whatever. I make better decisions.
Dude, Russell Wilson throws multiple interceptions a game. Lamar throws picks.
I hear what you're saying.
Throw picks. His
Peter,
wasn't even that
you're
bad.
spot on when you say...
It's the interception take chasing the... They're going to blow out the Raiders take. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Same segment.
And for you to say it's not a big deal to Mahomes, you are spot on. but it's a big deal to the Raiders. Let me tell you how players look at this. The Raiders are walking into this game saying, yeah, we made him bleed. He was rattled because of us.
Yeah.
We sacked him 3 times.
They did a victory lap around the stadium.
We did that. It wasn't the Pat Mahomes didn't play the game, so that's why the Chiefs didn't win. No, the Raiders are walking out and saying, we made him look weak, and we're going to make him look weak again. That's why you saying, no, him just throwing, it's not how the Raiders looking at it.
He threw 4 touchdowns the last time we saw him. He threw 5 touchdowns the week before that. That was in week 5. They've had a bye week. Don't be. What's the Game of Thrones character, the dragon that goes?
Dracarys?
Yeah, this might be a Dracarys performance.
Well, it might be or it will be.
Let's just say, I'll see you Monday.
I'll see you Monday with more on this matchup.
That's a take.
Throw it over.
That's a take, Schrags.
With more on this matchup, let's throw it over to my guy, Willie McGinnis, who I miss dearly, MJ Acosta, too. We've got a monster slate coming in Week 11. 5 games between teams with winning records. Take a look at this. One of them, a rematch from Week 5 between the Chiefs and those Raiders. Kyle, you said yesterday if the Raiders win on Sunday night, do you think that they are a Super Bowl contender? So it's what some would call a pivotal.
Nice.
Pivotal.
Oh, good job. Pivotal matchup. Nate, let's start with you. Which team could change your mind after Week 11?
You just got done talking about Lamar Jackson and him facing the Tennessee Titans. I feel like Lamar Jackson has been written off by most of football fans because he's not recapturing the magic that he had last year. He was so dominant. Led the league in rushing as a quarterback and passing as a quarterback. He was unanimous MVP. And all of a sudden, he's not playing that well. People are saying, you know what? They're not as good. I'll say, hold on. Hold on, because if he goes out there and makes a statement up against the Titans, who we respect, regardless if you think they're inconsistent or not, we respect them as one of the better teams in the business, takes care of the ball, runs the ball well, throws the ball well. If they deliver a knockout blow to the Tennessee Titans, then all of a sudden, I guarantee you this, we'll wake up next week and we'll start talking about how good the Ravens are and how well of a chance they have of getting into the playoffs and upsetting and flipping the table over in the AFC. So I got Lamar Jackson as a guy that we still shouldn't write off.
What happened last time when they played the Titans? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do remember. Strength. That was
so internalize it. Tell me why you're saying Lamar's got to do this, and they're gonna what's gonna be different?
Because of the Titans this year. Have you watched the Titans this year?
Tell me what Lamar can do, because so far a lot of people are jumping off, and you're acting as if it's not warranted.
Last time they played the Titans were the hottest team in the NFL. Period. You can't even argue that. Now the Titans are walking like the wounded. So if I'm Lamar Jackson and I'm coming off a game where I lose to an older OG in Cam Newton and defenses are calling out my plays, one, the offense is going to be called better, the playbook is going to look better, and Lamar Jackson is going to take care of the ball. That's why this is different. He's not facing the same Titans team from last year. He's facing a new team that he could take advantage of.
So wouldn't that be them just beating up on a bad team? Like, do you think better of Lamar?
That's why I said a convincing win. Now, if he scrapes out an ugly win and he has a couple of turnovers, it's the same question. Is Lamar really a guy that can win a big game and take care of the rock? But if he takes care of the ball and they beat up on the Titans, statement game. You said it earlier in the show. There's teams that need to make some You said it for the Steelers. For sure. They're undefeated.
For sure.
I believe the Ravens need a statement game, and this will be it.
The team that I'm really interested in right now, and was interested in, but now I have no idea what we're getting from the Saints. No idea what we're getting from the Saints. And everyone expects, okay, well, you just got to hold the fort and do what Teddy did last year. What if Jameis is really good? What if Jameis comes in and opens up that offense and does things that Brees can't do? Jameis has a far stronger arm than Drew Brees at this point in his career. Jameis is probably more mobile than Brees in his career. He's not the accurate passer. He's not the master of that offense. But I'm almost wondering if the Saints can have a different gear with Jameis. I know that sounds crazy. Brees was playing great. But what if it's the other way? What if it's not, Jameis is going to crush you guys over the next few weeks, but what if Jameis elevates what the Saints can do on offense? Suddenly you can throw a 50-yard pass, you can throw a 60-yard pass, suddenly you can do things out of the pocket, get Taysom and Jameson. They play Atlanta twice, and everyone says, all right, well, those should be wins. Atlanta has
beat them last year.
Atlanta's also, they beat them last year.
They're playing well right now.
3 or 4 games.
Atlanta's good right now.
Atlanta's really good this year, and if Todd Gurley doesn't accidentally go into the end zone there,